I am terrible at drawing people, but also I'm facing my fears, like now. So I first started with this people drawing exercise a few months ago when I just set out the goal of drawing 100 faces, front or side or back, in a day, and that has been really helpful. So for this particular project, I usually set my iPad somewhere with like a stock photo website. I just like scroll through portrait photography and then just draw or paint whatever I see. The results that I painted on paper might have nothing to do with the original picture, but that gives me a frame of reference that helps me to approach subject that I normally don't practice. I keep my art supply simple because I can get really crazy or bogged down by, which media should I choose? So for this particular exercise, I choose like literally two art supplies, paper and a brush pen. It's the brush pen that you cannot erase. You just, like once you lay down a stroke, it's there forever. You kind of have to work with your mistakes. Somehow, over time, that has become a very freeing thing to do because I don't have to overthink. And I try to incorporate different ages and different hair texture. I feel like that's a really good creative challenge. I'm new to this people drawing and I recognize I have a lot growth to be had, but I'm also having a lot of fun because I know that I am getting just a little bit better than the day before because I choose to dive into my fears today. It has been very, very beneficial. I feel like I am already at a better place in terms of the fear level. The more you get familiar with something, the less scared you can be. So I feel like that has been helpful. So it was actually a joyful experience because you know that you're getting better. Drawing people is something I have been trying to avoid for years. I like drawing flowers and food and animation, more flowers, letters, that type of thing. But drawing real faces with like real hair and everything just really scares me. I feel like I need to give this subject a fair chance, even if I'm scared. I think it has a mixture of fear and pride. I think I need to work on humility and let myself be humble and recognize that this is a topic that I am not very good at yet, and I have a lot to work on. I heard that it takes about 10,000 hours for someone to reach the expert level in their field. I am definitely behind that, and there is a lot of time and space to work on that. If I think of it that way, with like a growing artist mindset, I think that really helps me to put in the effort. Once I overcome that hurdle of humility, it really helps me to get started. I mean, I still have to face the fear of a blank piece of paper. Actually, I have a stack of them, but it helps me to get started. Like I shared before, setting a timer really helps. Oftentimes I just give myself like 15 minutes to get started. Even that means like after this 15 minutes, I might still like be at odds about what I'm drawing, but at least I put in the time. It really helped me to say, okay, today I'm gonna draw 100 faces. They are not all pretty, I can tell you that, but it's helpful to just like get started. So the goal is not for me to have 100 portfolio worthy faces at the end of the day. The goal is for me to draw 100 faces and to get better at where I started. Usually at the end of the day, like out of the 100-ish faces, I will have like 1 or 2 that I really like, and I can move forward with them. I can scan them in and work more on them in the digital realm. I like to work in Photoshop just because I have a tablet that's really convenient to draw on and the screen is a little bit bigger. But if I'm on the go, or if I feel like iPad is more convenient, I will work on that as well. 1 or 2 out of 100, it's not a great stat, but art is never about stat, you know? And I also reject this might be controversial, but I also reject the notion of signature style. I think art, first and foremost, comes from a person, and that person, any person, is a growing person. You know, when someone is in their 70s, they still have space to grow, you know? Just like how you grow a pumpkin, you know, it can get really, really big. But if you say at an early stage, this is the style I want it to be, nice and small, it brings a lot of restriction to that pumpkin. And I feel like defining a signature style a bit too early can have that same effect. Not saying that you shouldn't have your creative voice. Personally, I think I do have a creative voice, and I also allow that voice to change over time, because you can be inspired by a lot of things, and you can be like maybe life events happens and then you draw a little bit differently. You have gained a new perspective. I think all of that needs to be taken into account. And I know that it might not be the most popular opinion at the moment. I've found this mindset has allowed me to experiment. I can do things that is completely, so to speak, out of my style, but that is okay. You probably found this channel over one of the tutorials that I put out. I enjoy doing tutorials, I really do. But I also see myself doing more of these art vlog type of content. You can call it content, but I see it as sharing my creative perspective. You can agree or disagree. I think there's space for that. I hope this video gives you some encouragement in your art journey, whether it's drawing people or diving into a subject or media or do something else. Yeah, thanks for sticking around. I will see you in the next video.